Yo, brother, it's time for us to start talking the real, man. We've been sugarcoating too much. We've got to start calling everything out for what it is.
Hey guys, I'm out on a ride. Beautiful, hot Friday day in Southern California. And I'm gonna see if I can do a 90-mile ride on my Master. And it's a long ride and it's taking planning. I'm gonna charge during that ride. I thought you might be interested in seeing how I do my planning for these long remote rides, which require battery management, etc. So let me pull over here and I'll give you some background on what I'm doing today and the plan going forward. See if I can find a shady spot. Something over here. This will do nicely. So when I go on these long rides in the mountains, for me that's 90 plus miles, 90 to 110 miles, and sometimes shorter rides. I do a lot of experimenting to find out where I can go. When the Sherman came out, that was the first wheel that opened up things for me. And I had a vision in my mind of doing this 90-mile ride in the mountains. And I didn't know if I could do it. Now when I got the Sherman, I didn't immediately just hop on it and see, can I do this ride? Because these are rides in the mountains. There's no cell phone coverage, no place to charge. It's going to be a big deal if you run out of power in the mountains. It's going to be a long day. So you got to work up to it. So I know all my wheels. When I get a wheel, I do range tests, ride in different conditions, see how it behaves for regen, because I live in a mountainous area. And I take advantage of the regen because I can get, there's people disagree when I say this, but I have many years of experience. I get 20 to 30% more range when I do my rides in the mountains because of all the regen. And I think the people that join me on my rides can agree with that. So I incrementally test, like when in the Sherman, I first did a third of the ride to see, okay, how's it performing? And let me show you a visual aid I brought with me. So this is a map of the Southern California region where I have all my fun, pretty much. Goes down, well, doesn't include really far Southern California down to Mexico, but I enjoy a lot of riding up in these mountains. And today I started right around here, and I took Highway 39, and I'm right here where I'm talking. And my goal today is I'm going to continue taking this up all the way to Highway 2, and there's a section here which is closed to cars. It's been closed since the 70s, but we can get through it. And I'm going to get here and I'm going to head this way. Now, back in the days when the Sherman came out, well, I did some rides up to this point to see what the battery was like, and then using Google Maps, a lot of figuring of distance here and elevation change, so I could take advantage of regen at some point I said, okay, I'm going to go for it. And I took my Sherman and I rode all this way, and then I came back and I made it. And but there were points in here where battery was starting to get low, but I knew that I was going to be getting regen. It was kind of nerve-wracking, but I open up this this path for everyone. So now we do this ride quite often. It's fun. I tested going this way. That was another test. Well, today I'm doing the Master, which doesn't obviously have range for 90 miles without charging. But I know of a place I can charge. It's a kind of a remote visitor center, kind of like a cabin, but it's got outlets on it. And it's right around here. And I've done that with my Commander recently. And I've collected data. So I know that from this point to this point is about 15 miles and takes 700 to 800 watt hours of battery to make it. So today I'm going to take my Master up to this point, and I'm going to see what my battery is. And if my battery is about 40%, I think that's going to be my cutoff. If I have 40% battery, then I should have 700 to 800 watt hours of energy left to make it to that charging point, and I have a fast charger. And then if I make it there, of course, I'll charge up the wheel. I'll show you that charger when I'm using it, and then I'll be able to cruise back fast. Now again, today is a new day. I've a new ride with the Master, so I'm being conservative. I'm keeping my speeds. I'm climbing almost 8,000 feet. Well, 7,500 feet, I think, actual climbing, 45 miles. So that all this climbing, I'm going to keep 18 to 20 miles an hour. Really focus on not going over 20. And if I'm successful, and I'll make notes of what my battery usage is, then future rides, maybe I can go faster on this leg and on the Master. And then when I recharge, it's mostly downhill. So the return leg, I'm gonna be able to ride a lot faster than going up. So it'll be fun. So there's a bit of challenge involved here. There's a bit of risk. I have a satellite communication device that I carry with me on all these rides. So worst case, she wouldn't like it, but I could call my wife and get her to come out and pick me up. But it would be like a couple-hour drive for her up in the mountains, which she doesn't like. And but I've never had to pull that trigger yet. So I figure if I do, once every few years maybe, she'll be okay with it. But she's the one that got me to get the satellite communicator. So I will make use of it. But hopefully I won't have to make use of it today. All right, so I'm going to, from here I'm going to ride another 15 plus or so miles up to that point I showed you on the map. And I'll get there, I'll pull out the map again, I'll tell you what my battery is like and what my decision is going to be, whether I'm going to continue on the ride from there. See you in a bit. Well, I made it up to the junction I was telling you about. I think I'm 6,500 feet, thereabouts. Beautiful views, all right. Now, let's take a look at my wheel stats. Let's see. All right, so if you can see that, says I'm at 34% battery resting, which is not good. But again, UC World, I haven't figured out the magic why. Sometimes it defaults back to optimized. So you guys who run this app, which is, I love this app, but you need to know that by default, it seems to quite often go back to this optimized mode, where when you're on the lower side of the battery range, it'll basically subtract about 15% of your battery. So it's supposed to be conservative, so you don't run out of power. But someone like me, who I'm measuring every percentage point I care about, this display doesn't work good for me. So what I do is I look at the voltage, and you can see at the bottom of the display 114.4 volts, which is right around 50% battery. So you see 35%, add 15%, 50% battery. So that's good. 50% is good. Let me get my visual aid here out. Okay, so I've come up here through a locked, road's closed, but I continue through, and I'm right there. And next I'm going to go about 15 miles. I think it's somewhere around here that I need to end up where I can charge. This Dawson Saddle right here, that's the high point, 7,900 feet. And again, I've done this route once before, so I know where I'm going, I know the route, I know the elevation gains, and some beautiful scenery too. So it's looking good. I have made the executive decision to go for it. It's going to take me, well, I'm guessing 700 watt hours of my battery to get there. So hopefully I'll be in the 30s, low 30s maybe. Kind of guesstimating. I haven't figured it out, but and then I'll fast charge. So I will talk to you in 15 miles to see where I'm at. I just reached the summit, 7,900 feet, and I was starting to get a little nervous because my battery is a little under 30%. I still got a ways to go, but I'm at the peak. And there's still some uphill, but right now I'm about to take a big downhill section. So I'll be getting some regen. So I feel confident I'll make it again. But yeah, from that previous spot where I stopped to now, I was climbed over 1,500 feet, right? Yeah, so. All right, talk to you in a little bit. Motorcyclists just waved at me. Got a lot of love for motorcyclists out here, at least in Southern California. Just gorgeous scenery. Hopefully you get a sense of it. What a beautiful way to spend the afternoon, huh? And I have been going definitely on the slower side, that's for sure. Sub 20 miles an hour. I think my highest speed so far, all day so far, is about almost 22. But I'm going to get a good charge. I'm going to be able to go quite a bit faster going back, so it should be fun. All right, talk to you in a bit. Well, my low battery, under 15% right now. It's this elevation and it's just killing me on this wheel. But I think I'm within a mile or two of where I can charge. But that's the thing. I haven't intelligently planned this out. I'm not just guessing, not just throwing darts at the wall. And that's why I actually feel confident that I'm gonna complete the ride successfully without having to thumb a ride or somehow make a satellite call. Just right on the edge, which I've done quite a bit on these long distance rides. Okay, so I'm trying to keep it under the beeps. So as it beeps, I slow down. I'm thinking I'm so close. At least if I were to have to walk, it'd probably be only a mile or so. And hopefully the outlets are still live. That would really be bad luck. I get there and the outlets are dead. But I did use them once before, so let's hope. I'm at 105.6 volts. I think 104 is all I've got. And let me show you where I think I still have to go. I think I still have to go up all the way that way until I get to the rest stop, which is not good. It's kind of a steepish incline. So I'm just going to go slow. That's it. Grassy Hollow Visitor Center, half a mile. That's my goal. If it's not all uphill, I think I can make it. I'm going about 10 miles an hour, 104.9 volts. I got about a volt to deal with. Okay, looks like it's leveling out. Look at these views though, huh guys? Gorgeous. I mean, okay, I'm going 10 miles an hour, but at least I can enjoy a beautiful view. And there's just like no traffic up here. I mean, a few motorcycles have passed me. I think in the last 15 miles, 2 cars in the last 15 miles. It's just like what you're seeing right now. It's just so peaceful. It's a little busier on the weekend, but on the weekday it's really nice. I made it. Now the next challenge will be, can I charge the wheel? It's a really nice rust area though. And here you go, the outlet. All right, let me set the charger up and I'll give you a recap. Okay, so got the wheel charging. I was about 104.5 volts. Pretty low. As you can see here, it was beeping, so I just barely made it. Really good thing I played it conservative and rode it 18 to 20 up all this elevation. And it's about 43.5 miles here from where I started. So I'll probably be here an hour and a half. I'm going to take a nice leisure lunch, relax, listen to a podcast or two. It's a beautiful place to hang out. And I don't think I'll take the Master up here though again. Even though I'm going to be able to ride fast the 43 miles back, it could be funner going a little faster coming up here, and then I don't like being right on the hairy edge to get here. And then what if the outlet? What if I couldn't charge, right? If I take the Sherman, I could ride up here pretty fast, and I don't even need to charge. I can go back. Lots of options. Sherman, Commander, Monster Pro. So, hey, let me show you real quick this charger I got. See, this is pretty cool. So I'm charging at 10 amps right now. This charger will charge any wheel, basically any wheel made currently. You can adjust the voltage from a couple volts up to 140 volts and up to 15 amps. The Master you can only charge up to about 10 amps. And then I don't want to push too much current coming in. These are 15 amp outlets. So I don't want to push that too much. So really cool. Loud as you can tell, but yeah, really neat. So I can see I'm at 113 volts right now. So as the voltage goes up, at some point the amperes will go down, and when you're fully charged, it's almost 0 amps. So really cool charger. Let me know if you're interested. I think they're in the $200 range, thereabouts, if you know where to get them. And there is a little bit of cable adaptation to work with it. And it's not user friendly, so basically a power user, because you have to adjust the voltage with a screwdriver in the back. And the current adjustment is super sensitive. But if you're a savvy user, pretty convenient to be able to charge any wheel currently made just by tweaking the settings. All right, I'll get back to you when I'm charged up and ready to continue the journey home. See you in a little bit. Okay, I have been charging for about an hour and 15 minutes, and I'm at 128 volts, probably 75 to 80% charge, which is great. A cool thing about a 134 volt wheel is that for a given amperage for what we're used to, like say if you have a fast charger, 100 volt fast charger, 134 volt wheel at that same amperes, you're going to get probably 30+% additional power into the battery. So after an hour and a half or an hour and 15 minutes, I went from 5% battery to 75+%, which is pretty cool. Now I need to make a correction. I was going off the top of my head, and this is only 134 134 volt wheel that I own. My mindset's still in the 100 volt realm, I guess. So back at that juncture, when I was making the decision to go for it, I was saying, I think I'm at about 150. I'm at about 50% battery. Well, no, I was at about 114 volts. So 120 volts is about 50% on a 134 volt wheel. So I was actually closer to 33%. Now what's interesting is at the beginning of the ride, I said from that junction to here, the charging spot would, based on my Commander ride, would probably take 700 to 800 watt hours of energy. Well, 800 watt hours of energy in a 134 volt wheel is about 10 volts. I was at 114 volts and I ended up just barely above 104 volts here. So perfect. My watt hour prediction for what I thought it would take to get here was right on. That was based on the data I got from EUC World, which I use a lot because you can track how much power you're using throughout your entire route. You can review it back and you can make measurements from point A to point B. Okay, how much power did I consume? Really cool. So, boy, was I... see, I said I was only going to do this ride if I was at 40% at that junction. Now, I picked 40% because I wanted to have, 20+% margin to get here. So thank God I was counting on a margin. Oh well. So anyway, I thought that was interesting. Hey, let me, I forgot to show you on the map. Let me show you, where am I? So this was the junction that I made that decision to go forward. And basically, I did all this. And I'm right here, Blue Ridge Summit. So now I'm fully charged, basically, and most of this, so 44 miles, about 10 miles of it, I would say maybe is uphill. The rest of it's downhill, which will be free or regen. So on my backtrack, I'm just going to backtrack, go through all this, back down to the truck, and what's nice is I'm going to be able to cruise fast for me. So probably at least 25, probably closer to 30 for most of the way. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fast. I got to tell you, after riding the S22 for a while, I just love the ride in this Master. It's really nice. It's just so cushy. It might not have the best shock for jumps, but for just riding on where if you're not jumping, it is a soft, nice, cushy ride. I love it. One last thing to show you, by the way, you might have noticed the seat. So this is it was an experiment. I had this Sherman seat, and I put this up to raise it on my Sherman. Wasn't working that good. Thought, I'll stick it on here, see if I can use it. It works, but basically it's too unstable. It's too wobbly. I'm just probably out of luck for any kind of a seat on these kind of wheels. I'm stuck with the Sherman if I want to do seated riding, or the Monster Pro, because it has mounting points that allow you to build a real stable but high platform. I need a high platform because of my knees. I just have, it's painful to bend down deep for more than a minute or two, it starts bothering my knees. So I just need where I can just go like that and I'm sitting. But this is too wobbly, so I think that's the last time you'll see me on that seat. All right. Well, I hope you found this video useful, entertaining. As I leave, I'm going to show you some riding footage as I cruise on these beautiful mountain roads. And if you want to participate, see some scenery like this, join my EUC tour, Southern California EUC tour. The fourth one starts in about 2 months, October 15th. And there will be various rides with awesome scenery like you're about to see. See you later, guys. Safe riding.
It is time, it's the perfect summer night. And those 3 words are spelled out in your eyes. But before I go on, say something wrong. I just hope and bite my tongue. 'Cause you've been told too many times before. Yeah, you've been told so many times before. So I'm gonna try with something new. And I'll never say that I love you. When the line between us just fades and blurs. That's the time when we just don't need more words. 'Cause you've been told too many times before. You've been told so many times before. So I'm gonna try with something new. And I'll never say that I love you. Yes, I'm gonna try with something new. And I'll never say that I